Darkcast Network. Out of the shadows comes the best of indie podcasts. I suppose we should start it. And then we can tangent away.
Unless we left all of that in. Sure, it's the 100th episode. No rules.
I gotta do the intro. I won't know how to be. That'll be
What is this, Patreon?
When it's before the intro on the TV show, like it's like called the cold open, I think. So then because I've heard the office ladies say it, like, oh, that was our longest cold open or whatever. That was a cold open.
That is a TV thing. They do that on
they
did it on Parks and Rec. I think they did it. I know for sure they did it on Brooklyn Nine-Nine because there's montages of the best cold opens. I love that show. Yeah,
because sometimes they never pick it up again. It's just like one scene. It's just a one-off.
Yeah,
and then, like, they don't come back to it.
Something weird.
Well, welcome to the 100th episode of Castles and Cryptids, where the castles are haunted and the cryptids are cryptic as fuck. Yay!
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
All that just reminds. So, I totally forgot I was gonna try and do this. Hold on. Let me see.
Is it? We need.
I should have had it prepared. Yeah, it was.
We clearly don't have a soundboard. I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, it does come up. I just typed B and then it was like it came up. Hold on, let me try and find it.
That's okay, I'll put in elevator music. Is it just someone saying it?
Well, it's from Superstore.
Oh.
Did you ever watch Superstore? Yeah.
Not yet. I don't think so. Oh.
That one wasn't the best one I could find, but I don't want to watch like 5 minutes of a YouTube video to try and find a better one that he does. And the show all the time. Anyway.
I love sound effects. It adds to the production quality. Maybe we'll have to try and incorporate some more stuff because I don't know. I don't have any fancy editing systems or soundboards. We're just us and our mics and our computers. I don't even have those over the, what is it? Everybody looks like a fancy podcaster because they have the over the ears headphones. I'm just like, I use my little earbuds and you use your little earbuds. We get our shit done.
The over-ear headphones mess up my hair, so I don't like to wear them most of the time.
Whereas I'm like, I want a pair so I can take a picture and be like, look at me, I'm a podcaster. Oh, yeah. Yay! So we made it to episode 100 somehow. Go us!
It's wild. Triple digits.
If you've been here and you're still here, thank you.
Yes. Oh my god. Thank you so much.
These are our people. And we have more people than usual because we have a special announcement that we haven't got time to. We hadn't announced on the pod yet.
No.
Of a network.
Yes.
We joined a network. Yeah, we joined up with Darkcast, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited because there's some really cool podcasts in that network, and there are a bunch of awesome indie podcasts like us. So we definitely think you guys should check them all out, and we'll be featuring them on our, social medias and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find them through us that way, and they're gonna kind of do the same thing for us, and it's going to be awesome. And if you're on our Instagram, you might have already seen this. Yeah, we kind of
stick together, support each other.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, and you might have heard, or I guess you would have heard the new soundbite at the beginning of our episode by now. If you made it this far. Because we've totally recorded that already and put it in there. Yep.
Sure we did.
It's happening. So yay for us. I think that's a really exciting thing to announce for our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We are doing the things. And we have a listener story to read.
Yes.
So that's cool. This episode's going to be a bit of a hodgepodge. So we don't have our normal notes. But I think that's going to be fun because you all know we can just talk. We have no trouble doing that.
Forever.
Forever.
Just imagine us for 5.5 years working in the same office and 5 days a week, just wandering over to each other's desks and then talking for half an hour, 45 minutes about nothing but movies and books and blah, 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 blah. And then our bosses being like, okay, back to your desk, go away. They have work to do. Leave them alone.
Sometimes we really did have work to do.
Yeah.
That's funny.
At our jobs that we were being paid to be at.
We're still working hard at our jobs, but maybe if we get enough patrons, we won't be. So maybe we'll talk about a possible Patreon goal that we might think about doing. You guys can let us know what you think. I thought it might be something fun to see if we can get some more patrons and get us out doing spooky things. Out of our houses. That is difficult. But we would do it for you guys. We have so many things to do this episode. We have like lists we're gonna guess and questions for Ask Me Anything we've been threatening to do for years.
2 whole years, basically.
We might have to update our outro because it'll say, send us your questions. Do you want to start with a listener story? Or...
Sure. That'd be a nice way to kick it off.
I'm excited. We've been asking for those for a while. So we thought it might inspire the rest of you. I gotta pull it up though.
I was gonna say, in the meantime, elevator music.
They had some on And That's Why We Drink. I think somebody sent them in some elevator music they could actually use, and then it sounds like elevator music, like, you know, it's kind of just light, like jazzy or whatever the fuck.
I was gonna say jazz.
But then it's got like this little lyrics over it, and it's got, I think it says something like, please stand by, we have to step away, answer the door, go get a wine or something.
Like, I like that.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do too. Yes. Feel free to make us one, guys. No pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a short little listener story from Anonymous. A few years ago, I was reading the book American Predator by Maureen Callahan about the serial killer Israel Keyes. Ooh, true crime fan.
Who was Israel Keyes again?
A guy who planted a bunch of like kill kits around the country and then would like go fly there and kill people at random. So he was really hard to catch. Yeah.
I don't think I know much about him.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sounds like we need to cover.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely worth an episode or a segment. They said it's not known how many people he killed, but 2 of his known victims were abducted and out of their own bed at night. Ugh. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sense of a presence in the doorway of my bedroom. I could not turn my body to look. Ugh. I would not like that. It didn't last long, but it was a frightening few moments before I could move and see that there was no one there. Ugh.
Yeah, don't like that.
That's so gross. The feeling of someone like watching you or where you just like feel like you have to check behind you or whatever is bad enough, but then to not be able to move is
just... we've talked about our shared fears of sleep paralysis before.
Yeah. And... it sounds fucking terrifying. But if it's happened to you guys, we're sorry, but we want to hear about it.
Yeah. Sorry, but tell us everything.
Tell us everything. And it doesn't have to be that. It could be a brush with true crime, a weird thing that happened to you, like, anything spooky or unexplainable.
Yeah.
We like it all. Yeah. We don't all have a Bigfoot story or a whatever, so anything spooky. Like, I've never really had anything spooky happen to me, like, in that sense, I guess. Like ghosts or...
no.
like seeing stuff out of the corner of my eye, but you know what I mean? It's not like confirmed. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever experienced anything.
We might have to go out and go looking for it, possibly with a EMF detector.
I'm always worried about sleep paralysis though, because is it like the step before sleep paralysis is, if I'm remembering correctly, it's like being able to recognize that you're in your dream, and then you can control your dream. And then if you make yourself wake up, you can end up stuck in sleep paralysis because you made yourself wake up, but your body wasn't ready to and stuff. And I've done that so many times where I've recognized, especially in reoccurring dreams, that I'm in a dream and I've forced myself to wake up. And so sleep paralysis is like a huge scary thing for me. And
you don't think that's gonna happen every time you realize you're in a dream.
Yeah.
Nope. No thank you.
Yeah, especially with my reoccurring dreams, I can normally be like, I know what's gonna happen next, and 9 times out of 10 my reoccurring dreams I'm gonna get murdered in, so I normally am going to
wake up before? Or
no.
To kill you?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had so many times, dozens and dozens of times, that I got cut in half.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is specific.
And then, do you know, it's one of the first few episodes of The Walking Dead when they called her the bicycle lady, the zombie that was just the top half of her body.
Yeah. She's
and stuff, and she was dragging herself like by her arms. That's what I do in the dream. I'm just the top half, and I drag myself out of a farm, basically, like a creepy,
oh my god,
fucking farm. And I get to the main road, and then this car comes by, and I flag them down, and it's the killers, and they put me back in the car and then drive me back down the road to the farm. And then I wake up, and if I go to sleep again, like within a few minutes or anything, it goes right back to the start, and I get cut in half, and then I go. I've had that same dream 9 times in a night, and
oh my god,
yeah,
it's a freaking horror movie.
Yeah, so those dreams are the ones that it'll be like partway through and be like, I'm going down the road, and it's like, yeah, I know this dream, I'm dreaming, wake up, and then I'll immediately wake up, and then I'll lay there and be like, okay, if I go to sleep now, it's just gonna restart the dream, like, so I normally have to stay awake for, like, half an hour, 45 minutes or so, to, like, yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah. Like you're trying to fight off Freddy Krueger. Can't fall asleep.
Yeah, because if you fall asleep, it go right back into it. It's really annoying. Some of the other ones are like fun, but are like not as bad. But that's definitely like the creepiest one I have. It's like, you think you made it to the road and you're safe, and then they just pick you back up in the car and turn around, drive right back to the farmhouse.
Fuck. You ever heard that story about the girl that the guy that abducted her or whatever, at the end of it, like, cuts off her arms, throws her down a ditch, leaves her for dead, and she has to, like, crawl up the embankment, and the first car that sees her, like, drives past her in fear because she's fucking covered in blood, and, like, it's something out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
I think it's on like one of those snapped shows or something, but I've heard it on a podcast or two, and it's just like,
I
oh my
think they might have
God.
covered it on Crimes and Consequences or
Oh,
something
okay.
similar. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, it could have been on like Wine and Crime. I can't remember where I heard it, but a few different
Yeah.
places where it's, and that one will just live in my brain rent free because that's a fucking horrific thing to go through.
Yeah.
Survival stories. Oh, we should do that soon.
Yeah.
I feel terrible. I'm always like, what a horrible story. What great content. It makes me feel like such a fucking vulture.
Yeah, it can.
Hey, you guys are here for the true crime, or you wouldn't be here at all.
Yeah. We always be pretty respectful, I think. So, or we try.
Yeah. You gotta try. Yeah. It's true. It's true. It's true. Well, I got a few shout outs I want to do, but we also have some lists we want to guess, and I think that's going to be really fun too. What do you want to do next?
We could do a list.
Yeah, let's do a list. Shout outs are fun, but some people don't even read the acknowledgements of a book. I know you said you have a movie related list.
Yeah, we could do that one first if you'd like. I have two lists.
Ooh,
I could do the first movie one as the one I had told you about.
Okay. I like guessing these things.
This one, we'll see how you do. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty hard for me to guess these. Even looking at the list, I'm like, okay. But who knows? Yeah. Maybe they talked about it already on your 10ish pod or that.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yes. I stole this idea from them because I like listening to them guess their lists.
Yeah.
It can be hard. Like I tried to find haunted lists, and do you think that's like...
Oh, yeah.
That's so subjective. You get like 10 million different lists on the most haunted places. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
Top 10 most haunted Outlander filming locations. No. Make you guess that. No.
Well, I have one that's haunted places around the world, but I was like, I better do another one because I thought that one was really hard. And they're all by like these travel websites. So it's
right?
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of my haunted information comes from travel websites.
Apparently they're the source for your listicles.
This was from Watch Mojo, and it was the 10 most... Them. Yeah, they're pretty good. The 10 most expensive horror movies. This is to film, like biggest budget of a horror movie.
Right. So not necessarily even if they were successful or made a lot of money.
No, this is just how much it cost to make them.
Shit.
Which, yeah. It might be a little hard.
Yeah. Well, there are probably some that we've heard of on there, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I hope no.
I don't know how they normally do it on 10ish pod. Do you try and guess, or what do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, Fenrir.
I was like, sorry, my dog just made it weird. Yeah. He's clearly saying something. I don't know what he's saying to Dad.
He sounds so sad.
Right? His howls can be questioning to like, give me those treats over there. Woof. Give me those treats over there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say I like Watch Mojo. I think Pat watches a lot of their videos, and they'll talk about movies and stuff. Yeah,
I've watched a few. Definitely know Watch Mojo. That's how they say it on YouTube.
Oh, It's not, is there any more details you can give? Like, is it of a certain time frame? Like, they're
No.
just
So
from
these
whenever?
are what? The oldest ones are 1999. Yeah, there's quite a
Oh.
few 1999.
Oh, really? No
Going into like
80s?
no, going up to 2013, I think is the newest. Other than their honorable mentions.
Interesting.
How about I go through honorable mentions?
Okay.
So
No,
you don't get this.
that's
Yeah.
good. That's a
So
good
it
idea.
says this was before they unveiled their top pick. These are their few honorable mentions. It, Chapter 2, released in 2019's budget was
Oh.
$79 million.
Oh my God. That's a lot.
It said it wasn't as big of a hit as it. I think they meant the first one was. But it still made six
Okay.
times its budget.
Shit.
Uh,
Okay.
Signs,
Was
which I don't think I've seen, was released in 2002. It had a
Oh
budget
yeah.
was $72 million.
People seem to really like that one. It's kind of held up.
I don't think
It's
I've ever seen it.
I don't think I've seen it in a long time. I think it's what, maybe Mel Gibson? No. I don't know. It's the
I
one
have
where
no
they're
idea.
aliens and then there's something to do with water. Like maybe
Oh.
they have an affinity for water or something. I can't remember. There's something to do with that where and then I just remember like you see them like wearing their little tinfoil hats or something
Oh,
trying
love
on the
that.
like movie
I always love
poster or
that.
whatever. Yeah.
Um, yeah, that one didn't say how much it made. Then Alien Resurrection, which was the fourth film in the Alien
Oh,
franchise, his
okay, I saw
budget was
that.
$70 million, which was
Ew.
the biggest or bigger budget than the previous three movies had.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Gremlins 2, the new batch in 1990s, budget was 50 million. Uh,
Okay.
it said don't feed them after
Considerable.
midnight or spend so much on a sequel. It only made 41 million, so it didn't even make back its budget. That's sad.
Damn.
Uh,
Rip
poor,
Gremlins too.
poor Gremlins. The Ring in 2002, his budget was
Oh,
48 million and it said rung up a hefty 249 million around the world. So that
it's a
was a big
classic.
player. Yeah.
One of those Japanese remakes or
Yeah.
American remakes of it. Japanese. You
Yeah.
know what I mean.
So
Okay.
those are the honorable mentions. So those ones are not included on the list.
And there's 10?
There's 10 of them.
Okay. Ugh.
It's gonna be
Okay, no,
pretty
that's
hard,
good.
I have to say. I don't think I would have guessed any of them.
Oh my gosh. And it's how much they
Maybe.
kind of like made worldwide, probably.
No, it's what their budget is.
Or
So like
sorry,
what
their
the
budget.
studio put in money wise. So think maybe I was gonna say CGI heavy horror movies, but that's not necessarily the case. So a couple of them are like really big CGI heavy movies, so
Hello, Alana here, interjecting for a moment to say you're probably wondering what happened to the other half of that listener story that we started to read before we went on the tangent of all tangents, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm also going to offer an explanation for what happened to the last half of this segment where my audio just completely cut out, stopped recording. I downloaded the file and it said it was supposed to be like an hour long and it ended up being 29 minutes for me, so I had to try to add in a little creative editing and some commentary to try and piece together the guessing of Kelsey's top 10 list. So please bear with me. We don't know why this happened. It really didn't give us any abnormal error messages when we were recording, other than a few for Kelsey's, which is kind of weird. So Anywho's it, there will definitely be some bloopers at the end of this one that you can watch out for too, that will feature some of the technical difficulties. So, without further ado, the listener story. A few years ago, I was reading the book American Predator by Maureen Callahan about the serial killer Israel Keys. It's not known how many people he killed, but 2 of his known victims were abducted out of their own bed at night. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sense of a presence in the doorway of my bedroom. I could not turn my body to look. It didn't last long, but it was a frightening few moments before I could move and see that there was no one there. Yeah, good thing the hag wasn't there, sitting on your chest. So thank you for submitting that, and enjoy the rest of the episode. Thanks. And then I asked about the Final Destination movies.
Oh, no. No, none of the Final Destinations. Oh, yeah.
Nope. No idea. I must have said something.
Yeah.
Piecing it together.
Some of these I haven't seen, so that also doesn't help. Because I'm like, I can't give hints. Fuck. I think everybody's heard of the number one, but I don't know if they saw it. I didn't see it.
She hasn't seen the number one.
No, Saw is not on here at all.
Oh. Saw is not.
Oh, Spiral?
Yeah, the latest Saw one. I remember asking about that. It had Chris Rock. I don't know. I can't remember what I said. I am filling the silence now because I am trying to record along with the track. Diddle-loo.
Yeah, none of... No.
Uh-oh. I guess bad. I guess very bad. All the time. It's very hard. That was all I said.
I think that this one probably will. I'll give you this one for it because the write up isn't good. Write up basically just tells me what isn't in the movie. It's The Haunting. Number 9 was The Haunting, released in 1999, starring Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Owen Wilson, and Lily Taylor.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's a good one. I recall it.
I have not seen it. I added it to my list based on this. I was like, that's an all-star cast. I want to see that. I don't care if it sucks. Okay. So the budget was $80 million, and it ended up making $180 million worldwide.
Woohoo! Nope. I don't know.
No, there are no Warren, like Ed and Lorraine Warren movies on here. None of those. No. No Conjuring, no Annabelle, no none of those.
Okay. I must have maybe guessed something about The Conjuring. Haunting in Connecticut.
I have to look something up now. I said. Oh no, that wasn't a book. Never mind.
Uh-oh.
I'll give you a hint for number 8. It is a movie series, like it's a franchise. It also had a TV show that we both watched and have talked about multiple times on the podcast that has the exact same name. And what else can I give you? The main character. No, the main character
I guess
whose name is not the title of the film and TV show, had encephalitis. We've talked about this so many times.
Oh,
yeah.
Hannibal.
Yeah. So it was this the sequel or the prequel to Silence of the Lambs? Like Silence of the Lambs was released first, and then they made Hannibal after. Again with yeah, they did like Hannibal, Red Dragon, and something else. So Hannibal, the movie, the budget was $87 million. And
Silence of the Lambs. It's the other one.
Yeah. Right?
But I like Red Dragon.
Yeah, they had $87 million. The movie was not a critical success, but did earn a single Oscar nomination. Didn't say what for. And it did end up making $350 million worldwide, becoming the 10th highest grossing film of 2001. Which is wild.
Damn. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's in that one still, I believe. I know I own a box little like Silence of the Lambs set that has like those 3 movies in it. Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon. Oh, I think I've only seen that in Hannibal once. I've seen Silence of the Lambs probably 30 times. Yeah, some of these are really hard. Again, I haven't seen it, so I can't say for sure. No, a bunch of these I haven't seen. I'm like, fuck. Sorry, this is gonna be terrible.
The great Kelsey hadn't seen them. That made it very tough. It just kept saying, this is so hard, you know?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know how to give hints for some of these because it literally, other than what the little blurb tells me, which sometimes is nothing, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what this movie is.
It was not a good guess.
Oh, fun. No. Sorry.
Don't remember what I said there. Not a clue. Something fun. In a horror movie context, so very hard to say. Oh, I'm still talking.
I'm trying to look because some of them do mention directors, so I'm just trying to see. I don't think so.
Directors.
Is that guy on 2 movies? Oh, no.
That guy. Who is that guy?
No, that's not on here. I'll give you a hint for number 10. So the, I guess, lowest of their top 10 budgets. It is a Tim Burton movie starring Johnny Depp. It was released in 1999. It's a Halloween-themed movie. It involves pumpkin heads and horses.
That's where my brain was at.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was Sleepy Hollow. The pumpkin heads gave it away.
Yeah, I love Sleepy Hollow. This is one of my favorite movies to watch at Halloween time. It's probably like in my, I kind of have a stack of them I break out every Halloween, and this is definitely in there. I love it. Yeah. Love it. I love a Tim Burton Johnny Depp movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all the CGI and probably special effects in that one did it, because it's Tim Burton. There's a lot of special effects and okay, this is like alien themed. It says it had, I'm sure I saw this movie, it's just not sticking out in my mind right now. It says it included spaceships, visual effects, alien creatures, and distant moons. No, but that's a good guess. Good guess. It's none of those movies, though. Not The Paradox, not that. No, not Blair Witch. Who's in I don't know. I can picture the movie cover. That's the only helpful thing I can describe to you.
Distant moons, yeah. And I had a good guess.
Let me look up the I can read you the plot. Oh no, that just took me to like a different. What the fuck?
You can always picture the cover.
Yeah, it's so bad because I know what the movie posters a lot of the in my head look like, but I can't remember the names of movies. But the movie poster is exactly what I thought it was. Where's the plot? That's a really long plot. It's like 6 paragraphs long. Okay. The film synopsis, as per Google, says the discovery of a clue to mankind's origins on Earth leads a team of explorers to the darkest depths or darkest parts of the universe. Two brilliant young scientists lead the expedition. Shaw, played by Numi Rapace, hopes that they'll meet. Yes, Prometheus. No. I think it's
Rapace, yes. Because she is in Prometheus. And Prometheus is part of the Alien series, which is why I think earlier I guessed Alien and maybe Kelsey wasn't sure it was part of that series, but to be fair, she guessed the other island and I was like, no, it's not on here, and it completely was.
Said it had a budget between 120 and 130 million. I think it's the only one that doesn't have.
Yeah, Prometheus is good. Kelsey has to watch it. What? Part of the Alien movies?
Okay, I've seen her in other stuff. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Oh, apparently. Yeah.
She called them the Aliens movies, so.
Yeah. Apparently this $10 million swing is something to do with them filming it in 3D. It said the film easily made back its money, grossing over $400 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Which is quite crazy. Yeah.
Oh. I'm talking again.
Yeah, I know I've seen the movie, but I'm like, I can picture the movie poster obviously before I looked it up, but it's like I can't remember anything about the movie other than the poster.
Know what it was. She was in it. She was in other movies.
What was the one you said about the person haunting their house? Who did you? The actress you mentioned? Who was that?
Something with Nicole Kidman.
Because this has something similar, but it's somebody else. I'll show you this one. It's called What Lies Beneath. Is that the one? It says, is their house haunted by a ghost or is Michelle Pfeiffer losing her mind?
I love that movie.
Never. Oh.
Michelle Pfeiffer is amazing and still today in Quantumania. Oh, I have to tell Kelsey. It was such a good movie. We just watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So What Lies Beneath had a budget of $100 million. It said it earned $291 million worldwide and was the 10th highest grossing film of 2000. Yeah. What else do we have?
Amazing.
Oh no, book a guess. Oh, I don't think any of these are Japanese ones. Oh. What Lies Beneath was number 5, and Prometheus was number 4. I'm kind of jumping around. We have 7, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Because I'm staying away from 2 and 1 until the end. Let's see, number 7.
So tough.
No.
7, 6, 3, 2, and 1.
I'm like, here, let me look up. I'm gonna look up the synopsis of this one. There is a vampire type one, but it is not. I will give you a hint. It's vampire hunting related, not like woohoo vampires. It's vampire hunting related.
That made it so much harder. I was like, Blade, the vampire hunter.
Close. Close.
And then I was like,
there's one other vampire.
Buffy.
No, there's one other, like.
And then I was at a loss.
Yes. Very likely the most famous vampire hunter.
Nope, still couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Did she finally tell me? I think she did.
Starts with a V. Starts with a V.
Oh, even then. It's like Vlad Dracul.
I can see your brain working.
Oh, the steam's coming out of my ears at this point.
Yeah,
when it wasn't Vlad Dracul, I thought, Vlad. Nope. Then finally, Van. Did I get it here?
Yes.
Van Helsing. I think I guessed Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I've watched that only like recently. Yeah, Van Helsing is number 2. Its budget was between $160 and $170 million. Oh, it said Van Helsing fell $40 million short of breaking even at the domestic box office, but thankfully for the studio, the Monster Hunter film was able to hunt down an international audience and bring in an additional $180 million around the world.
I bet they were proud of that. Hunt down an international audience.
Yeah. Yeah, so they made back their money.
That ended up perfectly timed.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's what I said the first time. There's no way to know.
Mm-hmm. No, those ones weren't on here.
Oh, I must have guessed something else. I looked
up this other one.
The Underworld.
Yeah.
Oh. Because
that's too long. Hollow Man.
I know. I was trying to guess because Van Helsing, I think, had Kate Beckinsale in it, which is like, my husband's actress girlfriend. If you don't know, she's definitely on his short list.
Yeah.
That lined up perfectly. So I think I was asking about the Underworld movies here. Oh, she's gonna talk again.
No, but that would have been good. Oh, you asked. This is. I think you asked any of them books. Sorry, I didn't realize this one was a book or a poem. Oh, there's different summaries.
There's different summaries?
Oh, this one's good. Having discovered they could turn animals invisible, a group of scientists tests the subject on a human. Head of research, Dr. Sebastian Kane, decides to use himself as the subject.
Oh, no.
After the experiment can't be reversed, it takes a toll on Kane's personality, causing him to hunt down and kill his colleagues.
Ruh-roh.
Very, very close.
Oh. It's very, very close to Ruh-roh. No, probably not. I probably said something else, but now I'm re-recording because it dropped my audio.
Right?
Although somehow it just chimes right in.
Oh.
Like when I'm talking to Pat when he's playing
it
on his
says this
Xbox.
film is loosely based on H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man! Is this the Hollow Man?
Hold on. No.
Oh.
It stars Kevin Bacon, Elizabeth Shue, Josh Brolin.
No.
Kim Dickens, who I've seen and stuff.
No, that wasn't Hollow Man. But Pat knew that one better than I did.
You probably didn't see Kevin Bacon in it because he was invisible.
Bacon's invisible around me. I don't know. Just trying.
I know I've never seen it.
Oh, no.
Just give it to you. It's Hollow Man.
Oh, it was the Hollow Man. Pat got that when I gave him the.
Yeah, I'm like, a lot of these I would not have guessed.
He got the Wolfman.
Nor can I come up with like hints for them.
Very difficult.
No. Its budget was $95 million, and the film made $190 million worldwide.
Yeah. That's quite a bit.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, out of it, oh my god, it says out of the big budget of $95 million, $50 million was allocated to special effects. Wow.
50 million? Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's a ton. Past Kelsey, that's a ton.
7, no, but that would have been a good guess. I love that movie.
7, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, should have been.
Sometimes my past self says exactly what my future would.
This apparently stars Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, this was the Arnold movie I couldn't guess.
$100 million. No, the budget was $100 million. Supernatural action horror film.
Mm-hmm. Arnold.
Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But not the Terminator.
And it is not Terminator.
It is not.
Or any of those movies.
What else could it be? We are not.
Yeah.
Arnold aficionados. I just don't know his body of works.
No.
See, she doesn't either.
Oh, this is so weird. The synopsis on IMDb says, at the end of the century, Satan visits New York in search of a bride, but it's up to an ex-cop who now runs an elite security outfit to stop him.
Of course.
That's my favorite synopsis I've ever read.
I mean, why not?
Satan's come to town. It's up to an ex-cop to stop him.
Satan's coming to town.
Yeah. It's... Do you want to try a guess, or do you want me to give you this one? We'll go to the...
Oh, I had no idea.
I wouldn't have the help on this.
Oh? Did I guess? No.
Right? I say it's not Terminator or what else?
Oh, I knew none of his movies.
The Last Action Hero or Star or
it's not Conan.
Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells.
Yeah, or Conan.
Yeah.
No.
See, I always say the same thing.
It's called End of Days.
End of Days. Pat knew that immediately when I told him the actors.
Yeah, the budget was
after we recorded.
Yeah, $100 million. It made almost $150 million internationally, like altogether. Apparently, originally this says that the role was written, in fact, for Tom Cruise, but he turned it down to make Magnolia instead, and it went to Arnold.
Magnolia and not Steel Magnolias? What the hell, Tom? He's crazy.
All right, so we have 2 left. We'll do number 3 and then we'll do number 1.
Let's do it. I have a health check with no warning, Zencaster. Don't you delete me, baby.
Number 2 was Van Helsing. Yeah.
All right. What is number one?
Yeah, some of these I'm like... Yeah, same with like Prometheus. I would not have classified that.
Yeah, they don't seem like horror movies. Yeah, that's what we were saying.
Oh, okay. So this one I do know I did see. It was released in 2010, starring Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins, and Emily Blunt. And it's described as like a horror fantasy.
I think Pat guessed this one based on the people names.
It was one of the first things I ever saw him in. No.
Oh.
I think it's because that was directed by like Guillermo del Toro. Oh, that's where you're getting del Toro.
It's not
from.
not Pan's Labyrinth. I may have.
I know, I was like, this is brutal. Oh
God. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have remembered she was in this movie. I do remember Benicio del Toro in it, though. He's the main character.
No, who was I talking about in that movie?
It's...
Pan's Labyrinth.
I do. It's not like vampire or anything like that. It's...
the other one. Oh, this is the Wolfman. Maybe.
I will tell you, it's like...
Oh?
It's not the underworld movies, but it deals with the other race of beings from the underworld movies.
It is the Wolfman. Oh! That's right from our trailer.
No,
she's true. It's not. I'm lying.
It's the Wolfman.
My dog is the Wolfman.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. Remake of the 1941 American horror movie. Yeah.
Probably. She probably has seen it. She watches all the old ones. Good job, Kelsey.
Well, yeah. Well, the remake one, it came out in 2010. Its budget was $150 million. There was a bunch of reshoots and stuff like that. And originally the budget was supposed to be $85 million, but because of all these reshoots, the budget went to $150 million, which is insane. And then it said the film opened on Valentine's Day weekend, but the audience never showed, and the audience never showed the Wolfman much love.
Aww.
And the movie wasn't able to make back its inflated budget. Excuse me.
That is so sad. They didn't show him any love. What the hell?
All right. Yeah. So, number one, I don't know if I necessarily would have remembered the name of it, but it stars... Oh my god. What is it? Brad Pitt. It stars Brad Pitt. I forgot his name. Yes! Oh my god! I was gonna say it has a shot of... I never saw this movie, but they were talking about it on the radio actually the other day about how creepy it is in that movie specifically, that zombies could just full on run and they were so fast, and that's what made it so creepy. And I don't remember seeing this movie, but I do remember the shot in the trailer of them in the helicopter and all the zombies just like piling up like ants on an anthill and making basically a giant zombie ladder to get at them and pull the helicopter down. Like, that stuck with me. Yeah.
That's a very iconic scene, and they recreate it in a lot of movies. I have to say.
Yeah. I definitely want to see that movie. It's... So you could see, like, it's probably a very, very CGI heavy movie. It said its initial budget was $125 million, which would have found it pretty high on this list anyway, but rewrites and 7 weeks of reshoots pushed the budget to at least $190 million. Said normally ballooning budgets and last-minute reshoots and rewrites aren't a good sign for the film's future success, but this Brad Pitt film ended up snatching $540 million from the worldwide box office and becoming the highest-grossing zombie movie of all time. It also stands as Brad Pitt's highest-grossing film as a lead. Which is
damn!
Crazy. Yeah, like I gotta see this movie now.
Yeah, seriously, that's quite the accolades. Highest zombie movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely do want to see it. But, yeah.
Dang.
We did good, I think, considering
our computer didn't work.
Babies. It doesn't follow the rhythm of the alphabet song. Zed.
Oh yeah, we don't say Zed in Canada necessarily.
No.
Pardon me.
Dog.
I said I don't say Zed.
Dog.
Zed top.
Love it.
Amused.
I never thought of that before. Oh my god, it would be so easy.
Oh no. I don't.
Every time I'm trying to tell you about a movie and I have to go to Letterboxd and like scroll through pages because all I can remember is the fucking movie poster every goddamn time. I'm like, I can picture the poster in my head, but I can't Google what the picture in my head is.
Oh, maybe we want to look up things by movie poster. I don't remember.
Because the Prometheus one is like, it's just that crazy looking, basically looks like a stone head, like in the background. It's like the silhouette, like the stone head.
Yeah, that's it. It's lost to time, but that's what we were talking about.
I don't know. I was like, I can see the movie poster in my head, even though I'm not sure if I've ever seen this movie or not.
She hasn't.
Like, yeah.
Oh, Lana's talking again.
Yeah, but put it on.
Let's close it out. All right.
Yeah.
I need to now.
Yeah. There are no rules. Woo! We'll get refills and we'll be right back.
Ooh, just you wait.
If you like weird, spooky, and strange history, then I have the podcast for you. My name is Brenda, and I'm the host of Horrifying History. Are you into the dark side of history? Horrifying History tells you about the side of history that people don't normally talk about. We tell the tales of haunted places, infamous true crimes, the paranormal, and unsolved mysteries, and then we look to history to see where the truth actually lies. Want to get spooky with us? Get your Horrifying History fix by subscribing today on your favorite podcast provider or by going to our website at horrifyinghistory.podbean.com.
Well, we are back after some minor difficulty. The band's trying to keep us down. They don't want us to record our 100th episode. But we're still going strong.
It's mean.
I know, because it's usually giving me shit about not having enough space on my computer, but this time it was trying to tell Kelsey she can't record. Yeah. And we're just like, why?
Not even you can record with warnings, but you just can't record. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh, whatever. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, so, what else do you have for us?
Another horrible list.
Oh god, now I am in the hot seat. No!
They were not really numbered. So, like I said, it's hard to find haunted ones. And you noticed. Because like I have one printed out that was like top 30 haunted places in the world, and I'm like, that's so many. So like
8 hours later.
Yeah. Well, this one's 8 places, so I thought we might have an easier time. Maybe
we'll see. Maybe I don't know places, people, or things. Is it a mineral? Is it a mineral?
We've heard of at least one of these. One of these we have covered.
Oh shit, no! The chicken church? I can't remember the name of it.
No.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, this one, yeah, this might be a hard list. I might have to give some hints too, because it's mostly places, and then one's kind of random. That's kind of a haunted like thing, and I was like, what? So, this should be interesting.
Oh god. My hands are sweating.
Well, on either of the lists, I was like, I don't know if I know most of these. You know what I mean? It was very hard to decide which one to use. Although, you know what? They both featured one haunted place. So that place is clearly very haunted.
Some
so
crossover.
Maybe we'll just kind of go through them together almost. We'll see if there's any we can get, if I can think of some hints, but definitely have heard of one or two of them. So there's some that were like places like a castle or a building or whatever, and some were like an island or a place, kind of more. So it's all over the place. Yeah. That's why I might have to give some hints. But let's see. So yeah, like I said, there might be one that you've actually heard of. So maybe we should do that first, because I could probably give some hints.
Okay.
So we would have covered this in a haunted episode that was about a certain kind of haunted object. We did it very early. It's one of our earlier episodes. And you covered a segment that talked about a few of these haunted things.
Oh shoot, that totally just changed what I was gonna guess. No!
Oh shit. What were you gonna guess?
I was gonna... The first thing that popped into my mind was the painting you did, The Hands Resist Him.
Oh.
And then
that's the right episode. I think that's the right episode. Because it was your first, right?
Yeah.
That was... Yeah. I think you talked about it.
Okay, so in that one I did that haunted doll island in Mexico. I did...
Yes. I don't think that one's on this list, but that one I think is on the other list.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you know. That one, the list I got of 30 places...
Starts with like an X. The name starts with an X or something.
Oh god, does it? Oh, okay, so that one's not Poveglia Island. No, that's the one where people quarantined. The Island of the Dolls. Maybe that one isn't on here then. Sorry. I thought it was on this list, but yeah, I get those two mixed up. They're both haunted islands. All right. This is hard. Okay, so yes, think in You Cursed. Okay. And
I covered it?
Yes, because it's in that doll. No, it's not the Island of Dolls, but it's in that category.
Is it the
things?
Okiku or Okiku doll?
No, it's a different. Her... It's not that doll, but it might be another doll.
I talked about the one that inspired. Oh my god!
I think you're thinking of the right one, but
the one that was the little boy, the one in the sailor outfit.
Yes.
Is it that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's named after the boy. What was the boy's name?
What was the boy's name? What was the boy's name?
He did it. Robert did it! Robert did it!
Shit. All I could think of was Chucky. I was like, it's not Chucky!
No, it's not Chucky.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Very creepy doll, yeah.
Yeah, I covered that. Didn't I cover, like, the Annabelle doll? Or maybe we did that later. And then that creepy one that would, like...
I can't remember.
The creepy one that was like a marionette or something that sat in the chair. It was more like, it was way bigger. Had a creepy face.
Oh, I think you probably talked about, you talked about Ukiku with the hair that grew.
Yeah.
And then like maybe Peggy the doll? She's another one.
I think, Peggy. Yeah. Okay, Robert the doll. I remember that now.
Robert the doll. As far as I can tell, because this list was, like I said, not numbered. He was like 4th on it or something.
Yeah, he's said to be pretty haunted.
Yeah. So that was one. You got it!
Yay, teamwork.
It's so bad. I might have to give some of these. Some of these I had not heard of.
Oh god, then I definitely haven't heard of them.
Yeah. Like, if I said one in Mexico City? Because you already guessed Doll Island. This is an island.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know this one. It says... Oh! Okay, I'm stupid. This is the Island of the Dolls. It's called Isla... It was titled on this list Isla de las Muñecas?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Island.
So that must be Island of the Dolls, but I didn't recognize it because it didn't. And then it says in the description, tucked between the canals of. Oh, how do you pronounce the X?
Yeah, that's what it says. Starts with an X. Yeah.
Exochimico. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I know speak Mexican. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. Okay, so number 1 was the Island of the Dolls. I just didn't even know it well enough. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Isla de las Muñecas. Muñecas. That's probably it. Because the end's got that little thing over it, like, Nino has.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, it's home to hundreds of creeptastic dolls hanging from trees and vines.
Yeah.
It's nice to revisit something we talked about in one of our early...
Yeah, that was episode 4, wasn't it?
Crappier episodes. Episode 3, yeah.
Oh, episode 3, okay.
Yeah, and it's had dolls hung from the trees. After, in the 1950s, a young girl was found drowned in the water in the canal. Yeah. So sad. He thought it would appease the girl's spirit. Oh, yeah, that's right. But then he drowned in that spot.
Yeah.
So dark. Sorry, you got 2 already then. Because I just did not recognize the name of it as that. I get it mixed up with Poveglia.
Oh,
the other one. Okay, so then there's a second one on this list that is in America. And I have heard of it. Although we have not covered it. Well, that's...
Alcatraz!
America.
Alcatraz?
No, but the water theme is very on point. Because this one is in the water. It sits in the water. All the time. Because it's something that, lived thing. It's one of those things that goes on water.
It goes.
What are these hints?
Is it an inanimate object that goes in water? Like it's.
Yes, so it's not a building in this case. Okay. But if you were a building that was on the water or something like that,
I'd be a
what
boat.
Would you be? It is a big ship. Just like they call cruise ships floating hotels. This one's a big ship.
I know from BuzzFeed Unsolved there's a Mary something? Mary Celeste? Yes. Is that it?
No, I think you're up
or
the right
Queen
track.
Mary.
This is Queen Mary, yes, from California. Yeah.
Okay.
Mary Celeste. I think that is another ship that I've heard of that's haunted.
Okay.
Can't remember. Yeah, because we didn't touch on it in our ship, creepy ships episode.
Thank you, BuzzFeed Unsolved. Paranormal episodes. It's like, I do know some of these. Okay.
Yeah, that one's got a lot of stories around it.
Yeah.
I know we haven't covered it, but I've heard about it, and it's got like people that died on it in horrific ways, and
yeah,
hauntings from that. Wet footprints found in rooms that are no longer in use. Ugh.
Creepy.
Consistently voted at one of the most haunted places in America. Oh. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing really good.
Yeah.
So
doing good. I won't jinx it by saying I'm doing better than I thought I would.
I think it has to do with the lists too, right? It's it's hard to pick a list. I have newfound respect for Nick from the Tennis podcast and picking the lists and guessing the lists. It's very hard. He had on a Canadian guy one time from the Doomsday podcast that I listened to.
Oh,
and
okay.
he had, I think I told you this, he had to guess, like, I think it was the biggest cities in Canada. Surprisingly hard, because we have a few big ones, but then a lot of them were just big ones in Ontario that you don't think of as, you think of Toronto. You don't think of like
Hamilton,
Kingston, or those ones that are almost like a few areas in one, like.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's really 1 and 2 on this list. And number 3 was also in the States, but I don't know if I've heard much about it. It's definitely one of those ones that would probably come up if we were looking at a list for haunted places to cover.
Sorry, Gordo's being so sad and meowing at me. It's just staring at me.
Mom? What are you doing? We're doing our job.
What are you scratching on? Okay. You can see
I see him
over there. Gordo, say hi. Okay.
I was just listening to
I can poke you in the head. Boop. I'm a weather.
I'm crushing your head. I'm crushing your head.
There's a storm front coming in. Oh. Okay.
This one podcaster's cat was diagnosed with glaucoma. She took it into the vet with its red eyes, and then they were like, well, actually, it's this, and you have to give her eye drops like every hour or something.
Oh my gosh.
Thing. I know, it was like a lot.
Jeez.
Pets. The things we do. Okay, so we did a themed episode, one of our Haunted AF episodes, on a certain kind of building. It wasn't just haunted houses, right? Like we do.
Oh, okay.
Haunted castles. We do Haunted AF ships. We do that kind of thing.
Okay.
So this was one, and it had quite a few downloads when we first put it out. So this is in that category, I guess.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like haunted.
Happened to be a haunted prison that was the squirrel cage prison, whatever proper name that had.
No, it's not one we talked about, so I don't know that. But you could probably guess it if you guessed the name of the state, because it's kind of named after a state, so that's pretty easy to. And it's a state there's a lot of cryptids from this state, but they're also sadly painted with the brush of being kind of a backwoods kind of state. It's not our highest, like, I know we have a high listenership in one of its neighboring states, but
I'm trying
quite this one. Like, where's Mothman? Where's that one again?
Virginia.
Pleasant. Okay, so if it's not Virginia, but it was just west of Virginia.
I don't know American geography, Alana.
West Virginia, the state of West Virginia. Some Americans don't even know that that's a state and not just Western Virginia, so don't feel bad.
I didn't know that. So.
Apparently there's this podcast, or I heard on a podcast that there's this documentary thing called, like, The Wonderful and Wild whites of West Virginia. And I was like, what are they talking about? They wanted to cover it for their Patreon. And I was like, is this just about like white people? But it was about a family called the Whites.
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't know. Apparently it was also in, a realistic look at the culture from there, and I don't know, some crime or something. I was just like, that sounds insane. But yes, this is the West Virginia Penitentiary in West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see a name that started with an N and ended with a P. I was so stuck in that. Being like, and then in my head I was trying to think of like titles from BuzzFeed Unsolved because they do a lot of prisons, and it was like they didn't have a North Dakota like prison. I would have remembered that.
Because you thought it started with an N?
Yeah, for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, you did what? You covered Bedlam. I covered the Squirrel Cage Jail.
Yeah.
You covered Did we do Trans-Allegheny? We did that one too, I think.
Yeah, you did that one. Yeah.
Prisons are great, horrible places for hauntings.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, this unique Gothic design prison first opened in 1866 in Moundsville, West Virginia.
Sorry. The Mounds just west of Virginia.
But they had... Oh, I know, that's what she said. But it's weird how they found like burial mounds and big ass mounds around like North America. That's a fucking weird anomaly thing too that we could probably talk about. So yeah, it was open for over 100 years, didn't close until 1995. So plenty of ghost stories. Yeah, executions, riots, murders, all that fun stuff. Over 85 men were hanged and 9 were electrocuted in the Old Sparky. That's like the famous electric chair that they nicknamed Old Sparky. One of the most violent correctional facilities in the United States. So yeah, that's fun. So that was number 1, Island of the Dolls, 2, Queen Mary, 3, West Virginia Penitentiary, 4, Robert the Doll. Number 5 is in Canada. I think I had maybe heard of it, but I don't even think I had heard of it on like a haunted podcast or anything. It might have just come up like when I was in travel school or something as like a tourist attraction in this province. So this one might be a little tough.
Okay.
So
what province?
I'll give you BC, British Columbia.
BC?
And the description says, this famous Canadian castle was built by coal baron Robert Dunsmuir in the late 1800s and is now a National Historic Site. He died in 1889 before the castle was finished, but his family lived in the castle until his wife's death in 1908. The ghost of his wife Joan is rumored to frequent the ballroom, while guests have reported hearing children crying and the piano playing on its own. I want to go there. It's open for tours daily.
Yeah, I have no idea. Unless it's named after the family, then I got nothing.
Oh, it's not called Dunsmuir Castle. No, it's called Craig de Rock. Craig de Rock Castle. I know. I don't think I've heard of it in like haunted circles.
I haven't heard of it at all.
But it's a castle that we could like drive to.
In BC too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's different.
Which, you guys, if you want to send us to BC, I'm
donate
thinking
to Patreon.
Well, that was my thought. If we get like, what did I say? 30 patrons, 50 patrons, then we'll go to BC. We'll go to like Okanagan. We'll look for Ogopogo.
Yeah, if we got 50, that'd be baller.
Right? It's not that far for us. That one wouldn't be that hard. Yeah. And then on the way, we just go through Jasper, Banff. We see if we see Bigfoot on, in the national park area.
We'll bring him some dog treats or something. Try and lure him out.
Or that guy that Pat watches on YouTube, that Todd Standing, I think.
Yeah.
He had the video where he put apples up on the Yeah, on the branch, and then with the night vision thing, you watch the apples get plucked off or whatever. I don't know. I like his videos. He's got some cool Bigfoot footage if it's real. Okay, there's another one in Ontario, or in Canada. In Ontario.
I'm surprised. Oops. So I do have to say, if anybody was listening to my segment, I literally mumbled the name of one of the movies as I was typing it in. You didn't catch it?
Really?
Because you said something and I said, hang on, I'm Googling the Hollow Man plot. And I was like, oh wait, take that back. And then I like realized you didn't like acknowledge it, and I was like, oh, she didn't hear me.
No. I barely knew that one when you told me what it was called. I was like, oh, the Hollow Man, okay.
Yeah, it was something. I like mumbled it under. I was like, Hollow Man. I was like, Googling Hollow Man. I was like, fuck, I just said that out loud.
I don't know if I was. Oh, maybe this was at the beginning because we were talking off air as we always do at the beginning. Yeah. But I was like, man, I was just dumb today. Like, why did I even say that? Oh, because like what? I can't remember the example I gave you now of how I was being dumb earlier today. Oh, because I didn't know. My brother was like, "Have you heard of, or have you seen Chupa?" It's and I was like. And then he said, it can be your next cryptid. And I was like, no, I don't think I've heard of Chupa. And then I like Googled it and I was like, oh, Chupacabra? And he's like, well, it's a Netflix like movie about a Mexican family or something. I was like, I was not cluing in that it was a movie. I was just thinking it was a cryptid called Chupa. And I was like, I don't know. And then when we went to freaking Home Depot to look for to pick up a faucet because our kitchen faucet keeps leaking. Yay.
Thrilling.
Oh, it's so great. But then we found a pretty cheap one. Not too bad. But then we're like they're all up, the display ones are all up on the wall. Yeah. And I'm looking up at them and we're like, oh yeah, that looks like the one that we looked at online. And then I kind of was like turning around, almost about to like ask the ladies behind us for help when like Pat starts looking at the ones on the shelf, like in the box, like you know how you have like shoes or whatever, you have like the display like shoe that's out there, then you have all like the boxes of shoes. And I was like gonna ask them to like get us help getting the one down, but they're like just all in the boxes in front of us.
Aww.
I was like, oh my god, I was gonna almost ask them for help, babe. Like I'm so dumb. It's one of those days.
It's a Friday. We can forgive that.
Thanks. Okay, so yeah, this one's in Ontario. It's I don't know if I'd heard of it. So might be hard, but it's on the Great Lakes. And it's one of the oldest buildings in the city of Toronto. And the oldest lighthouse on the Great Lakes.
Oh, it's a lighthouse?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I want to cover it. I want a creepy lighthouse story. It says the Gibraltar Point Lighthouse is the oldest lighthouse on the Great Lakes and one of the oldest buildings in the city of Toronto. During the War of 1812, the first keeper of the lighthouse, German-born J.P. Radlmuller, disappeared mysteriously in January of 1815. Human bones were found nearby, and it later came out that he was murdered by drunk soldiers seeking bootlegged beer. Oh my god. Local legend has it that Radmuller's ghost still haunts the lighthouse. Some have seen an apparition wandering the grounds, while others have heard noises coming from inside. Tours are available by appointment.
Fun. Yeah, I don't... Like, BuzzFeed Unsolved, they've done a few lighthouses, but I do not remember the names of any of them, so...
No. I think the only one I ever really heard about on a podcast or anything like that was maybe in Scotland. Like Eileen Moore? I can't remember. Yeah, these last two ones were pretty obscure. There was Smith College in Massachusetts. Never heard of it. Sorry, Andy Bernard. Never heard of it. Has a history dating back to colonial times, and the most famous ghost story involves the campus's Sessions House, built in 1710 with a secret passageway underneath.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was a hiding place and also used as a secret meeting point between General John Gentleman Johnny Burgoyne, who was being held as a prisoner by Captain Jonathan Hunt during the Revolutionary War, and Hunt's granddaughter Lucy. A pair of ghosts has been spotted near the staircase. And that's pretty much it on that one. Oh yeah, and this was because this list was North America, because I was trying to make it easier. Then you get this one, which is not in the US or Canada. It's in Guadalajara. So I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah, I'm like, I got nothing. You could have seen my face. It was like flatlined. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. The DM on Critical Role said that earlier. Somebody made a joke or something, and he didn't respond for a minute. And then he was like, "Sorry, did you see my face? I just went blue screen for a minute." He just like went totally like, "What?"
Just like frozen.
Yeah. Away from keyboard. AFK. So this is the UNESCO World Heritage Site, which has served as an orphanage, an insane asylum, and military barracks in its long history.
Those are three totally different things.
Right? Well, because it's a hospital, because it's called the Hospicio Cabanas, Guadalajara. Which reminds me, one of the places a local guy here at my corner weed shop, cannabis dispensary, excuse me, was like, the most like, if you guys are gonna check out haunted places, somehow I told him I have a podcast that's paranormal, and then he was like, there's a haunted hospital in Edmonton, don't you know? And I was like, there is.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah, so like I thought, yeah, that'd be a cool idea to check it out. It's the Charles Camsell Hospital, and apparently it's been open since 1967 and was a former tuberculosis sanatorium at one point.
Ooh, no.
Right?
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I don't think you can go inside it, so I think we'd have to feel the creepy feelings outside of it, but could be fun. That's the hard list.
Oh god.
And then the other one I had was a 30 list, but I could just read some of them because I was like, I don't know which one would have been easier to guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could read the top 10 of this one, though, for you.
Sure.
Number 1 was Rainham Hall, Norfolk, England. I don't think I've even heard of. But it had a picture on it, and the picture had a little spooky figure.
Oh, love it.
I know. I love it when there's photo evidence like we had a couple episodes ago. And number 2 was the other haunted island, Paveglia, Venice, Italy, where they, during the Black Plague, kept all the people quarantined there. And that's where we get the word for quarantine, because they'd have to stay on the island for 40 days before they could enter the city. And it comes from the word for 40, whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that before.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun fact. And then they had number 3 was in India, which, shout out, we have a few listeners there.
Yes.
Bangar Fort, it's called. And it's 200 miles from Delhi, and it's an abandoned fortress in the middle of the wilderness. Legend has it that a sorcerer cast a curse on the area after being rejected by a local princess. That's fun.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's 3, and then 4. I've heard of this one. It's called the Ancient Ram Inn in England.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah, they covered it, I want to say, on the West London Witch, which is we're friends with on Instagram. Heyo. And she's in England, so yeah, I think she talked about it. It's like, it's really old looking when you see it. You're just like, oh yeah, that is ancient. It's got ancient in the name, and it looks ancient.
Jeez.
And then number 5 on this list was a Port Arthur in Australia. So I think that might be the whole town. Port Arthur. It said there are many spooky tours around Port Arthur to satisfy worldly ghost hunters. The Tasmanian town is filled with reports of paranormal activity, which makes sense given its creepy past. The spot originally served as a penal colony in the 19th century, where prisoners were forced to endure solitary confinement and mandatory church services to correct bad behavior.
Oh, I think I've heard of that before on something.
It sounds cool. Australia, damn. We gotta go back to you for hauntings, not just crime next time.
Didn't we talk about that? How Australia used to be just it sort of was like overtaken. It was just the British colonies. Like, anybody they didn't want, they just shipped off to fucking Australia. Isn't that?
I'm sure I've heard of it on many different places, so I can't remember if we talked about it. And then the Queen Mary came up again. She was number 6 on this list. Oh, number 7. I listened to a podcast that covered this one today. Burg Wolf's Egg in Germany, which is a castle haunted by a woman. Probably a woman in white. That's what I remember.
Or red, or green, or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Those seem to be the only 4 colors women are allowed to wear if they're going to be haunted.
Yesterday I said to Pat I was the woman in teal. I was wearing like all teal down to my socks.
Nice.
Yeah, she's supposed to be the ghost of Clara von Helfenstein, who was murdered by her jealous husband. That's right. Because they were talking how, if I remember correctly, he was like, oh yeah, go seduce this guy so we can play on him or manipulate him and whatever, but you know, you're still my wife. And she was like, oops, fell in love with him. It was like, well, you told her to go like do that, like, you idiot.
Oh wow. Yeah, that backfired.
Yeah. And then number 8 was a place where 40 Wax happened, the Lizzie Borden house in Massachusetts. Oh. I've heard of that one, but we've definitely not really talked about it.
Oh, that just reminded me. So I had told you I was so behind I wasn't even really watching the YouTubers I normally watch. Well, the only one I did watch was Bailey Sarian, because she put up a video. She did something different. Instead of doing like a murder case or anything, she ended up doing a bunch of questions and she was answering them and stuff. And it got really personal, and like everybody in the comments was like, damn, Bailey, you made me cry. And I was like, I teared up like 4 times. She kept tearing up and stuff. Yeah, because she had a kind of like shitty last couple years and everything like that. And she's been doing it for like 4 years. So she had let people in like a little bit about what's going on, but this time like she talked about more what was going on. It was like, oh my god, we didn't realize like that much was going on and stuff. But she had talked, she said Lizzie Borden and I can't remember who else, or like the top 2 of what everybody asked her to cover all the time. And she said it was funny because before she like tried to look up the Lizzie Borden case, she apparently was confusing Lizzie Borden with Helen Keller and thought Lizzie Borden was deaf and blind and then had murdered her family. So then when she found out Lizzie Borden wasn't deaf and blind, she's like, it was just a lot less impressive. And she's like, and I didn't really care anymore. And I was like, wait, what? I loved it. So shout out to Bailey Sarian. I love you. You're so funny. She's just, she's great. And we were sitting there and she's like,
That's great.
It's so funny. I was like, what? Yeah,
that makes
like,
me feel better about confusing
my whole life,
her
I
with...
thought she was deaf and blind.
Deaf and blind.
And murdered her whole family with an axe. I was like, what?
So, see, for me, I think I said it before, where I felt bad because I got her confused with Lorena Bobbitt because their initials are the same, but nothing else is the same about their stories at all.
Yeah, Helen Keller overcoming deafness and blindness.
Yeah, those are... I don't know how she equated those two. I'm really not sure.
Know, but I love it. Yeah.
Amazing.
But anyway, that just reminded me of that. I was like, I have to share this.
It's amazing.
It's just funny because she was like, I gotta be honest. When I found out she wasn't deaf and blind, I just wasn't that impressive anymore. And I was like, why do you want me to cover it so badly? Jeez.
Before that, she's like, I can understand.
Yeah. She's like, I gotta look into it more.
Oh, how did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
She learned to read and write, sign, and then...
And wield an axe.
Picked up an axe. Just to quickly round out that list, number 9 was the Casa Loma in Toronto, Canada, apparently.
Oh.
Apparently we have a few castle-like things.
Which always surprises me.
I know! It's a Gothic revival-style house with corridors and secret passageways. More secret passageways.
Love a secret passageway. Show me a hidden library.
I know. And their number 10 was the Chateau de Brisac, Quincy, France. But if we had to go to 11 and 12, then we would have saw the Stanley Hotel and the Fairmont Banff Springs.
Oh, nice.
That one, I tell you guys, if we could afford that to go check out the Fairmont Banff Springs, I looked at it. But it is never less than like $500 a night. I was looking at it to see if it'd be feasible. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, that area doesn't really have an off season, is the problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, your best bet would be going the shoulder season when it's like fall or spring when it's not, there's no skiing and the hiking and stuff would be not as good. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But that was my lists. I'm good.
Well, I had one list left for us.
Did you?
I'm not gonna make you guess it though, cause
is this one haunted? It's another haunted.
No, this is something totally different. I stumbled upon it because I was looking up, I think I just Googled 10, top 10 lists or something.
Sorry, yeah.
It took me to a website called 10mosttoday.com that has a whole bunch of, every day, I guess, they release a top 10 list of a different theme. So I scrolled through a bunch of pages of them, and
nice.
I found this one that is the 10 most bizarre phobias. I was like,
that's cool.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Ooh, I would take a stab at maybe one or two.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I haven't read through any of these, so I'm like...
Okay, well, I might not know them. There are so many out there, but
these are there's some are really obscure. Oh,
my dog.
Hi, Fenrir.
Whoa!
You're a good boy.
Fear of being left out. This is what Fenrir has. FOMO. Is the clown one on there? Fear of clowns. That one I've heard of.
Don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretending it's so weird. Yeah, these are really obscure. Lots of these I didn't even know were possible to be phobias.
I bet they're really long names too.
Yeah, this will be fun because everybody can take a shot. I didn't look anything up, so because again, I didn't even read this. I like skimmed it.
Triskaidekaphobia. No.
Oh, I wish it was triskaidekaphobia.
That's
so
awesome.
is this supposed to be a number? Start with number 1? I guess this is just how they put it. So first one they have is optophobia. It said, yeah, this is, I'll just read what it said on the top 10 most today. The 10 most bizarre phobias. Optophobia. If there was an award for the most bothersome phobia, optophobia will definitely get this award. It's the fear of opening your eyes. This simple act may seem as easy as breathing for most people, yet is a nightmare for some people who have optophobia. Fortunately, if you can read this, you probably aren't an optophobic.
Fucking hope not. Jesus.
Like, I didn't know that was something you could be afraid of, opening your eyes. But I guess so. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to make Alana guess
like
this.
Breathing. Like, what the fuck?
Like, it's... Yeah, I don't really have any more details about that.
It's made up.
Then the next one is, I'm gonna say geliophobia. Geliophobia.
Okay. Fear of gellies.
The fear of phobias. No. Oh my god, there probably is. The fear of having a phobia. That's like the fear of having. Oh, that'd be a hypochondriac. The fear of having a phobia.
Oh yeah. Fear of getting sick, basically. Yeah.
So this one is numerous research studies have shown that laughter is beneficial for your health and improves mental health, saying laughter is the best medicine. Unfortunately, there are people who have the whole phobia from laughing, known as geliophobia. They can get anxious or distressed from being around people that are laughing, or simply the act of laughing. I don't know if it means like they themselves are laughing.
Yeah.
And it said some studies suggest that the reason for this phobia can be being laughed at during inappropriate circumstances or situations and being laughed at by people. So like it could be like anxiety kind of thing of like getting laughed at, so then you create such a phobia of laughing that like being around people that are laughing triggers it.
Right, because you're like paranoid that they're laughing about you.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know if this would be like chorophobia or chorophobia. Probably chorophobia. It said if parties, ballets, weddings, or any occasion with dancing gives you overwhelming distress, you might have chorophobia, the fear of dancing.
Okay. Oh my god.
Regardless of dancing skills or the necessity to dance, any occasion or circumstance that is linked with dancing can trigger this phobia.
No way.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna make you guess these because these are so friggin' obscure. There's no way. Other than maybe this next one.
Okay.
Which
fear of public speaking.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's one of the number one fears.
Yeah. This is heliophobia, which is says sunlight is necessary for mankind and gives benefits such as protecting our bones and boosting our mood. Unfortunately, some people suffer from a rare condition known as heliophobia, or the fear of sunlight. So different than like being allergic to the sun.
Right. These people are just choosing not to go out in it.
Yeah, which is so sad. I love the sun.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, it says not only the sunlight gives heliophobics immense panicking and anxiety, but they also experience distress from bright lights. Oftentimes, the fear is linked with extreme worry about getting the sun's harmful effects. Unfortunately, keeping away from sunlight is an impossible task unless you're a vampire.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
As the website said.
I'm afraid of skin damage.
Yeah. Oh my god, this one's really long. What even is this? Oh my god, and it's the weirdest one. No.
Was it the fear of long words, and then they give it the longest word name?
No, but it should be.
I think that's a thing.
It starts with a rack, but it's not about spiders. A racky.
I thought you meant like Iraq.
No, it starts with a rack.
Wait, what?
No, this is not ending racially.
Fear of Iraqi people. Oh no!
I would not just slip that in at number 5.
We're going controversial this week.
No. Arachibutyrophobia?
Oh?
Arachibutyrophobia? I don't know, I'm sorry. It says, although this isn't a life-threatening condition, this list of peculiar phobias wouldn't be complete without, insert me trying to say it again, or the fear of having peanut butter stuck to the roof of one's...
Oh! I have heard of that one!
I did too,
so
but it was the name is so long.
I mean, that's an annoying thing, but would you really say you have a fear of it? It seems like you just have more of an aversion to it,
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Says peanut butter isn't a necessity in our diet, but people have such phobia, or people who have such phobia would miss the benefits of peanut butter, such as lowering cholesterol and just tasting good.
I mean, crunchy? Oh, you gotta go crunchy.
I'm not a fan of crunchy.
That's what I learned of Pat when I bought some crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why we never have this in the house. Okay.
Oh my god, these are getting harder to pronounce. Oh, I hate this. Well, you know what? It just looks like keyboard smash and all of it's underlined. You're like, I don't know what to do other than phobia at the end.
So many consonants.
Yeah. Diphenophobia, maybe?
Diefenbaker phobia. No.
Says, well, several people experience a common form of social phobia. This, on the other hand, is more specific and defined as the fear of dinner conversations.
Oh my god. Specific again.
Even though being a blank may be a disadvantage at some point because it may cause awkwardness and discomfort, remaining silent during dinner time in fact benefits digestion.
Oh my god. Thanks, website.
Yeah. Number 7 was neophobia. And what is this? It says, we've all heard the saying that change is the only constant thing in the world and human beings are uncomfortable with change, but neophobia is another thing. It is an aberrant and severe fear of new experiences and things.
Oh no, that's sad.
Yeah. Neophobia can not only affect the well-being and happiness of those who have this phobia, this may also be the reason for missing out on life-changing experiences and opportunities that life can offer. Furthermore, according to research, neophobia's physical or mental pressure may minimize life expectancy.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you're always in a constant state of worry, that would suck.
Yeah. Seriously.
I mean, I kind of have that if I'm driving to a new place I've never driven before. I can kind of get that. I want to know all the information I can possibly beforehand. Parking situation, is there construction?
Yeah. It's stressful.
Yeah. But I've tried to get better about that, being what's the worst thing that can happen? And it's what, you get lost? Well, you'll just plug it in the GPS in your phone and you'll figure it out. So it's kind of just do it at that point. I've gotten a lot better.
What number was that?
That was 7. Yeah, so just 3 more. The next one, I know I've talked about it in, what was it? The strange medical conditions episode we did about being allergic to water. Do you remember us talking about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
This kind of goes along with that.
I can't say the name of that disease
No,
or whatever
I
either.
couldn't recall that.
I heard one podcast and they were like, "Oh yeah, we talked about that, the blah 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 blah," and I was like, "How did you remember the name of that so easily?"
We remembered
so
triskaidekaphobia.
I don't know how.
This is, I'm gonna say ablutophobia.
Oh,
and
what is that?
It's the fear of being washed and bathed. Saying it's most common in children, however, this rare condition exists in adults. It's the fear of taking a bath and washing. It says some people experience terror at the mere thought of taking a shower. And although there are some benefits of skipping showers occasionally, such as it helps in preserving good bacteria and natural oils that assist in avoiding diseases and safeguarding your skin, but doing this as a regular habit may likely negatively affect your social life and health. Yeah, you have to
just ask Robert Picton. He didn't like to have the showers. His friends would be like, "You stink."
Yeah. But yeah, that would be hard. I mean, I never love getting in the shower, but once you're in the shower, I just think about how cold you are when you get home, and
that's the part I hate. And Pat will get out and just air dry, and I'm like, I hate that. That makes me feel cold.
Yeah.
And wrap a towel around me immediately.
Yes, I'm I want to be as dry as possible, as quickly as possible after. Exactly. And I hate getting out of the shower. I love being in the shower.
Of course, he takes those fucking hot baths where he might as well be getting out of a hot tub. And when you get out of a hot tub, you don't get cold that fast.
Yeah, that's fair. Number 9, cynogeneous phobia.
Oh,
Cynogene phobia.
Never heard of her.
I don't know. Yeah. It says most of us experience irritation or awkwardness when we are with our relatives. Nevertheless, people with this have a fear of relatives. Except there are enough reasons to have these fears. It is advisable and worth it to seek help from professionals and experts to alleviate this type of phobia and help your relationship with your relatives.
Unless they're awful people.
Yeah. According to experts, this may also be beneficial for your health because of having a strong bond with your family may help increase life expectancy.
Okay, yeah. I could see that.
Never heard of having a fear of not just specific relatives, I guess, but just relatives in general.
Not just the creepy ones.
The concept of relatives.
Wow. Yeah. And once, if you've moved away from where most of your family is, then you feel like you're oh, damn, it was really nice to be close to them. And even if it's annoying sometimes when you have to spend time with elderly family members or whatever, it's still nice. It gives you that closeness and connection. Yeah.
And number 10, this is just so strange. Kind of has a list of a bunch of different ones for this one. The first one they list is geniophobia. Geniophobia.
Oh, does that have to do with genealogy?
No, it is the unbearable fear of chins. A person's chin.
I have a fear that I'm going to have this double chin forever.
Double the fear, double the chin.
Yeah. More chins than a Chinese phone book. Jeez.
Okay, Gordo, don't play with the candle again. Get out of here. Fuck off.
Get back in your box.
Yeah, he just did. Push my laptop back so you can't get behind it. To the other side of the desk.
Gordo.
He's so cute. Okay, so this is it said unbearable fear of chins. And then, as I said, they just go on to list some other, I guess, body-related fears. It says there's all phobias of other parts of the human body, such as chirophobia. Kind of spelled like chiropractor, like chirophobia. It's the fear of hands.
Oh. I wonder what Cairo means in Latin, if that's the fear of hands. I would have thought it would have been back or something.
The fear maybe because they do the adjustments with their hands.
With hands,
maybe that's
usually.
where chiropractor comes from.
Except for when they have the machines nowadays. But yeah. Pat says he just gets put into a little adjustment thing, and it's just like...
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Just crack everything.
Oh, man, I need to start going to somebody because my neck is fucked.
My brother had a lot of problems, and then he ended up doing acupuncture a few times, and that really helped him because he had like limited mobility and stuff in his neck.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a work accident or he had like a minor car accident or something that kind of just like fucked up his neck. But it was years and years that he had problems, and then he said he goes and did acupuncture a few times and it really helped, and then when it kind of comes back a little bit, he'll go see them again. Yeah.
Damn. That's cool.
Yeah, so chirophobia, the fear of hands. Genophobia, the fear of knees.
Oh my god.
Just like dry, cracked knees.
Knobbly knees. Knock-kneed.
No. It says, due to the unpleasant effects it can give, such as making social interactions difficult, it is recommended to go through therapy to overcome the phobia of an individual. Does it mean like an individual's phobia or the phobia of
a certain person?
Yeah, but they didn't give a word for that one, other than the one that was the fear of the relatives. So I'm not sure what they mean by that. But yeah, I just thought this is interesting. I was reading through it. I was like, I'm not going to make her guess these because you would never guess that somebody has like a fear of chins or knees or...
They're more like a fun
relatives. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry. That's crazy. People be odd, y'all.
Yeah, it was a little strange. It's like, that'll be fun.
I used to have a fear of podcasting.
Oh god. Imagine.
I mean, it's kind of like getting phone anxiety because
I do. I have like phone anxiety.
Yeah, me too. In a way, it feels like you're on a call, sort of, but it's not like having to like talk to the government or something. It's a little more fun.
I've gotten better. I mean, people always say, think the worst thing that can happen. What's the worst thing that can happen? Probably the call gets disconnected, and then what? You call back, and then say, sorry, we disconnected. Okay. Happens all the time. It's not a big deal.
Or you find out the call is coming from inside the house.
Oh no. Or they ask you what your favorite scary movie is. Sydney, what's your favorite movie?
That's a perfect segue. No.
Yeah.
Well, talking about podcasting was because I wanted to give a few shout outs, just like a writer likes to put acknowledgements in their books. People we couldn't have made it without. First and foremost being my lovely co-host, Kelsey. This never would have gotten off the ground without. I hear people say that. They're like, if it wasn't for you guys coming back every week, I would have quit this long ago. I'm like, yeah, you have this like responsibility, to this other person to keep you accountable, and like you're always like the go-getter. Like I think you made our first meeting like, okay, yeah, you want to do this, let's sit down and talk about it. And I was like, whoa, okay, yeah. Like you just like picked a date and made it happen. And it's like I'm not always that decisive in that way. I'm like, this would be cool, but then like it doesn't get off the ground. So I just want to thank you. I can't believe we've stuck it out. So
yeah, it's been so fun.
It's been amazing. And secondly, to the fans, because if each episode only got 3 plays from each of my family members, then it would be very hard to continue. Just yelling into the void every week and, working like hard at it just to be like, oh, nobody's listening. Yeah. So thank you. There's a lot of you that seem to listen every week. So we really love that.
Yeah.
Really does keep you going. Thank you for all the rating, reviewing, listening, and sharing. And a big shout out to our patrons, because you guys, make us feel special and like, okay, this is worthwhile. Like somebody finds this worth listening to, even enough to monetarily support it. Yeah, so that's our coolest kids, the Illuminaughty, and we love you and we want to grow you. So tell your friends.
Yes.
They're the cream of the cryptic cutie crop. That's what I wrote.
If they want to be, do you guys like creamed corn? I don't know.
I do. I don't mind.
I do. I don't mind it, yeah. But I will prefer it warm. I do not like to eat it cold.
Oh.
Like warm or room cold, temperature.
Really. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's got a texture.
Yeah.
Thank you for being the cream of our corn crop. No. And special shout out to my loyal family and friends, my sister and brother, my mom, everyone that like listens on a regular basis and consistently rates us on good pods like Daniel does. It's really very helpful, and
thank you.
Yes, it keeps us at number 11 in the indie true crime charts this week.
Hold on. It's like I gotta look it up, because when I looked it up, we were on a bunch of lists.
When you looked it up, I finally got an email from Good Pods saying we had cracked some lists, and I was like, "Oh, they never emailed about it before." I just usually had to go in and look myself and be like, "Oh, we're 25," or "Oh, we're number 8."
Let's see. Right now. Is that the leaderboards? Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah, it brings it to it. Okay. As of right now, we are number 8 in the top 100 indie true crime weekly chart, number 9 in the top 100 true crime weekly chart. So that's not even the indie one, that's just true crime. Number 10 in the top 100 indie true crime monthly chart, number 12 in the top 100 true crime monthly chart. And number 42 in the top 100 indie true crime all-time chart. So...
And how do you just Google Good Pods or something?
So if you go to the Good Pods website and then you just type in Castles and Cryptids, it takes you to basically like our public-facing page. Like just what the public views, and it shows all of those lists that we're on. And if you click the list, it'll take you to that list, and then it like scrolls down and brings you to us in the list. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm always on my app, and so I've seen some of the top 100 lists, but not all those ones you just talked about. I was like, the what?
So we're on indie ones, we're on regular true crime ones. On the true crime, like regular all-time list, we're number 42 out of 100, like all-time, which I think is really cool. And then we're like number 12 in like the monthly ones. That one's true crime, but it's not like indie true crime.
Oh, yeah. Yes. No, that's pretty cool, because that's got some big ones on there. Yeah. That's the big dogs.
Yeah. Thank you for all the support on Good Pods. That seems to be like our go-to place for, I guess, getting feedback and everything from you guys.
It's a great place to go and rate episodes and stuff. Like, even if you don't want to like listen to it on there, you can just go in and rate the episode. Yeah. Because sometimes I prefer to listen to things on Spotify or something else, and whatever. It's just good. It's a good place to, find stuff and recommend stuff. And yeah, that's part of what I wanted to say too, was just to all of our supporters and our every week listeners and our other pod family Instagram, especially the ones on Instagram that like our posts almost every week, like our friends at Mysteries of the Past and Present and the West London Witch. They almost every post we put up, and I always feel like, oh, you really listen.
Yeah.
Not just doing it to be nice, and now this year we get to also thank our network, because now we have a network. So that's crazy. That was all I wanted to say for thank yous. So corny stuff over. I heard a really corny joke on a podcast the other day. Did you hear about the actress that got stabbed, Reese?
With her spoon?
No, with a knife! So stupid. I'm sorry. But I think I'll save I have some Ask Me Anything questions, but we can save that for, we've been wanting to do that on Patreon, so why don't we save that for there?
Yeah, I think we talked about it, this episode possibly being significantly shorter than the others, and it basically ended up the same length, so, wow.
I didn't know how long it was going to be. I don't know if I thought it was going to be significantly shorter, but yeah,
I thought it was going to be like a little over an hour, and it's over 2 hours. So, yeah.
It took me forever to try and guess anything. We'll see if we've been doing that again. It was interesting.
Yeah.
But if you want to have me on the 10ish pod, I will come on and try and guess things. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to speak if I was in the same, like,
oh my gosh,
voice call as fucking Jason Bateman, okay?
Jason Bateman. Yeah. Wait. He's on Smartless.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought that's one that you were talking about.
Oh, no, 10ish, because they do the lists, the guessing.
Oh, okay. I got them confused. I thought that's the one they were on.
Oh, no, but I listen to Smartless, and they're funny, and then this other podcast was joking that they should all star in the true story, because they did the true story of Cocaine Bear, and like all about the guy, and what, how he ended up dropping, the cocaine out of the, like all his life leading up to that, and blah, 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 and what happened to him, and then the bear, and they were like, yeah, and the movie could totally be Will Arnett, and being this guy, and then Jason Bateman. And then they made this like fake movie poster and put it on their Instagram. It was funny. It was Sinisterhood was doing that. I had to laugh.
Nice.
We could cast our own fake movies here. We know movies, sort of. Just not the budgets of certain horror movies.
I would cast Ryan Reynolds in every movie ever. Because I love Ryan Reynolds.
One of the clues on the Masked Singer the other night was that she made out with Ryan Reynolds. Sorry. And fucking the guy from Dawson's Creek. And I was like, I don't know who this is.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's hard. Guessing is hard. It doesn't matter. If you want us to struggle through more guessing games, join our Patreon. On Patreon. As we will do about anything if you throw $1 our way. No.
All right then.
Sellout. I don't think you can be a sellout if you're not famous to begin with.
Yeah.
What are we selling out? Our integrity? What integrity? No. All right. Well, thank you for listening.
Yes. What are we even doing next week?
We are doing mistaken identity crimes. I know I have the notes done because I was like,
I do too. I finished it, so maybe we'll record early and then we can get ahead. But shh, don't tell anyone.
I know, because I was like, oh, it's time to make notes. That's what we do every week. And then I was like, I'm doing my notes. And you're like, yeah, but we are still recording the other one first, right? And I was like, oh yeah, that one that we really didn't have notes for. Just top 10 lists. It was very weird.
I had I wasn't thinking about it and made a sources page for the website, and I was like, but what sources will we have? I was like
one travel and leisure list.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think we need to list our sources for this one. Yeah.
I think we're good copyright wise and plagiarism.
I think I'm gonna go through and maybe we'll pick a cute picture of the two of us and we'll put that as the thumbnail for this one.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be nice, and then anybody that hasn't gone to like Instagram or a website and anything can see a little picture of us on the episode.
Damn straight. Why don't you look up your podcasters? I always want to see what they look like.
Right? Yeah.
I have to put a face to the name.
Yeah.
Even if you got a face for radio. No. None of us. We're all right. We're fine. We're all right. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Keep it cryptic.
Bye.
Yeah, it was weird. Mine's like usually like with warnings, so I don't know why yours would.
Yeah, right before after I got the link, but before I clicked on it, I was like, oh, I should unplug. I unplugged my mic and my headphones, so it's like plugging back in quickly, and then click the link. I was like, I don't know, maybe that did something too.
That's what IT would tell us to do.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I mean,
probably. Who knows? We could just rant. We could just tangent. I tried to say banter and tangent at the same time. Bangent.
Bloopers.
Yeah, it was recording. We could bangent all for the last half hour, like we did. If anybody already listened to the Time Warp episode, the last, I think, 15 minutes is just a merge of like we're talking about a book and then it's a TV show, and now we're recommending a movie, and then it was like, and anyway, what did we say next week was? Oh yeah, we tried to sign off the episode, we got really close, and then we talked for like 15 more minutes, and I left the whole thing in. It was great.
Yeah. Well, if they gave me the stories, then people could just shut it off at that point.
Well, too, I was like, if I edit this out, I was like, I don't even know if I could make this make sense. I was like, I don't know, it's kind of fun. I'll just leave it in. If you don't want to listen to the last, 12 minutes, then don't. But it was funny, because it was the first 15 minutes of the episode, and then when we came back from the break, it was like another 9 minutes of talking. And then we did your segment, and then like the last 15 minutes of yours, it was again. I was like, wow, we were really all over the place. This has been Castles and Cryptids. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and our YouTube channel. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Reddit. On our website, you can listen to all of our episodes as well as view pictures for each of our segments. Check out our Patreon page to view all of our tiers and become a Patreon supporter today to unlock monthly bonus episodes and behind-the-scenes content. We are working on an Ask Us Anything. You can submit questions by social media or by email at castlesandcryptids@gmail.com. Do you have a spooky ghost story, a creepy cryptid sighting, or a thrilling true crime tale you would like to share and have us include in a future episode? Send us your listener story by social media or by email. Please include the name that you would like mentioned. Our music is by Kobe Fair. Our logo and artwork is by Antonio Garcia. Thanks for listening.